All right. Hello again, Avengers, and welcome to another exciting daily vlog. This is Daily Vlog 2025, number 63, and today they've added Monster Hunter to D&D, and I think I might like it. For anyone that doesn't know, last Thursday ish, Friday, somewhere around there, the newest Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wilds, released on every major platform except for Switch, because Switch can't handle it, which is a normal thing. They had to create their own Monster Hunter to be able to have Monster Hunter on there, and it was actually a lot of fun. But I pre-ordered it. I've been playing it. I think I've got like 20 some odd hours in it so far. I've had a lot of fun playing it, and I have been playing Monster Hunter regularly. I think my first Monster Hunter game I ever played is I got Monster Hunter Portable Third on my PSP, and I didn't understand how the game worked. And I got really, really frustrated because I tried using the dual blades thinking that it would work like most dual wielding things where you just run around going wah, 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 wah. And that's not how Monster Hunter works. It's a very kind of, especially old Monster Hunter, it's a very slow, deliberate game. Even the faster weapons are very slow and deliberate. And if you use something like the Great Sword, it's just slow. So anyway, did not like it. Regretted the purchase. But I think I got it for like $5 or $10 because it was on sale. So it didn't really faze me. And then I saw a YouTuber that I really enjoyed her content, Dodger Lay, who's now Dodger. What's Strippin's last name? Thorn. Yeah, Dodger Thorn. Played Monster Hunter Tri, and I found, which, fun fact, I believe Portable Third was the portable version of Monster Hunter Tri. But I somehow found it much later after Tri was no longer the big thing, and it had moved over to the 3DS, was where you would get Monster Hunter games. And it looked really interesting and fun, and so I picked up Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and I had a little bit of fun with that. And then Generations came out, and I don't know why, but something about Monster Hunter Generations just hooked me. And I put in like 120 hours into that game. I loved it. I was an aerial dual blades main, and absolutely adored it. And from that point on, I've played every Monster Hunter game since. I loved Monster Hunter Worlds. Monster Hunter World was such a phenomenal game. Monster Hunter Rise was the first Monster Hunter game that I actually beat every single monster in it. Because in World, there's some really, really end game monsters like, I can't remember his name. He's just the Flaming Death is what I call him. A Latrion or something like that. But in order to beat that hunt, like, you have to have top of the line gear and know what the hell you're doing. And I had neither of those. So I never did that. But Monster Hunter Rise actually soloed the final monster that was added to the game. Because for whatever reason, every time I had a party with me, you could only faint 3 times in a hunt, and the other hunters would faint and kill my run. And so finally I just said, screw this shit. And I did it on my own, and I beat it, and I was super, super proud. So anyway, I love Monster Hunter. I think I made a video on here last year talk about the idea of, well, how would you make a monster hunting TTRPG? And, well, they've done it. They just launched this book. I don't know if it was launched today or it was launched recently, but there's a book on D&D Beyond. It's made by Hit Point Press called Helliana's Guide to Monster Hunting Part 1. And it's not in any way connected with Capcom. Capcom are the people that make the Monster Hunter series. It's not in any way connected with Capcom. It is not an official tie-in with Monster Hunter or anything, but it's Monster Hunter. Like, that's what it is. Because, again, I have very little impulse control. I picked it up because, for me, it was only $30. It's normally $40. I don't know if it's a sale or years and years and years ago, I bought the Legendary Bundle when it didn't cost like $1 million. And so since then, anytime I buy things digitally, I get a discount on them. So anyway, $30 was enough for me to have a giggle. And I had at least $30 in my bank account. So I'm like, you know what? I'll do this. Haven't read through the whole thing, but from what I'm seeing from it, it looks like a really interesting supplement. Obviously, it was timed to come out the same time that Monster Hunter Wilds did. Monster Hunter Wilds is insanely popular right now, despite the fact that the Steam reviews are sitting at like 50% right now. It has nothing to do with the game and everything to do with the fact that the PC port of the game fucking sucks. And it's not that the game itself is bad, it's that there have been quite a few different theories as to why the PC port has such massive performance issues. Like, it's not even, oh, it went from 60 frames per second to 57 frames per second. I am boycotting this game. No, it's like going from like 60 frames per second to 2 frames per second. And things just not working in the game whatsoever. And one of the theories is de novo. Oh, and it's melting computers as well. One of the theories is de novo is just not nice to computers in general. And it can cause your computer to overheat and things like that because it just taxes your system so hard. And then the other theories all venture around the idea of, no, it's just a bad port. But I played on my PS5, and it's wonderful there. I've been having an absolute blast playing it. And yeah, like I said, the idea of, especially in a tabletop RPG where everything is just so personal and you have the ability to do so much more than in any video game you're ever going to have. A monster hunting style TTRPG, I think, is a really cool idea. And I'm interested to see the specifics of how they do it. I mean, I've already glanced through the book. And it seems they've added a couple new systems. They have a harvesting system so that you can actually harvest parts. That they've updated the crafting system, which the crafting system in 5th edition, especially in 5.5, but 5th edition it was almost non-existent. The 5.5 version of it is just not fun in any way, shape, or form. So I'm hoping that the crafting system that they put in here is better. And then they also have a hunting system, a tracking system where you actually have to go and find the monster, which is one of the things that I think Monster Hunter World has done better than any of the other Monster Hunters, is you actually felt like you were tracking these monsters. In order to find them, you had to find their tracks and actually follow those tracks to the monsters, and the more often you hunted them, the more information you got, and the more tracks you found, the more information you got. It was really, really fun. Wilds has kind of thrown all that away. Rise did this is the same thing. But yeah. So anyway, I just thought that was silly and funny, and I actually think it's going to be something really cool. I might throw it at one of my campaigns. I might throw one of these hunts at them just to see how much fun it is, because I can find a way. In Traversing the Veil, I can definitely find a way to put a monster hunt in there with the stuff that they're going through right now. I could totally have them hunt a monster. But yeah, D&D Beyond has kind of, I don't want to say it's gone overboard with the amount of third-party content that they're allowing on there, but there is so much third-party content on D&D Beyond now that there's no possible way I could ever keep up with it. Like, it's just not something I could do, which is a good thing. I said this a while ago when they first announced that they were allowing like major third-party content on there. Was this is opening the door, if this does well enough, eventually we might be able to publish our own content in the same way that we're allowed to publish stuff on the DM's Guild. We might be able to publish stuff on D&D Beyond, which for me would be a huge deal. The ability for me to put like the Dragon Knight or the Blood Knight into the D&D Beyond character builder would be wonderful. It would be so nice, since so many of the games that I play, I don't think I play I've played a single D&D game since D&D Beyond became functional. Let's say the character sheet portion of it became functional. I don't think there's a single game that I've played where I haven't used a D&D Beyond character for it. So all my campaigns use D&D Beyond. Like, it's really, really useful. So yeah, excited about that. Also got notifications from both Square Enix and Renegade. I have two packages coming for me. One of them is the new Final Fantasy XIV TTRPG, which I'm really, really excited to get my hands on. And the other one is that solo game, that solo board game that I told you guys about, where you kill elemental giants. Yeah, that's coming too, and I think that's super cool. So, cool stuff happening. I am still kind of recovering from my inability to sleep for a week. So, I still spent most of the day in bed unconscious, but it's getting better. So, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to be all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.